Hey Crazy Crafters, I hope you're ready for the Christmas Krafter Box.
Yes, it's been a while since we've been here, and it's Christmas in July, but it's a couple days past that.
Yes, because today is August 4th, so we're not in July anymore, but we're still celebrating Christmas in July here at Krazy Kreations.
Absolutely. So, my name is Kara,
And I'm Jackie.
and what's your last name now, Jackie?
White.
Jackie White. So, this is the new married woman.
Yes, so I'm back, and I'm excited to craft with you today. And if you're excited too, let us know in that comment section down below because we're on Facebook and YouTube today, and that means you get to comment and craft with us live.
How fun! So, Krazy Kreations is your home for really fun projects, particularly card making. We specialize in vinyl outline stickers, handmade glitter paper. We have monthly kit subscriptions, kits, shakers, so much, right?
Yes, we offer so many things, online classes, monthly clubs, just like you said. And every season we do what's called the Crazy Crafter Box. But this is a special edition. We've never done it before where it's all Christmas themed because we were celebrating Christmas in July.
Yes, and so this, I was going to say that. So great minds think alike. So this is a special edition, and we're going to do a abbreviated amount of projects. Usually we do 7 projects, but today we're going to do 4. And if you pre-ordered early, you got a bonus gift.
Yes, so 4, maybe 5 if you got that bonus gift. And if you're crafting along today, don't forget to let us know down below in the comments. Because
Yes.
remember, today is about crafting together, which means answering questions and interacting. You can also replay the video later at any time that you want.
Okay, so let's get started. I'm very excited, but you are going to need to gather a few things before we get started.
Yes, that includes a paper trimmer, scissors, tweezers, adhesive, and alcohol markers.
And you will need a pen or a pencil to kind of do a bit of tracing.
And so I think we should start out by looking at the projects, refreshing what we're going to do today, and then we'll look at all the goodies inside of our box. Hopefully you didn't peek through it yet because I think we said no peeking.
Yes, but they kind of only know that once they open the box.
But it's right on top.
It
We
is
usually
right on
put a piece of
top.
paper right on top inside the box that says no peeking.
Okay, let's look at our projects. Here we go. How exciting. So remember, theme is Christmas or winter, however you want to phrase it. Season greetings, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so these are our projects. We are going to make this beautiful slimline card. It says joyful, and I just love all the colors on this. And it's a beautiful way to just kind of get some of those holiday cards out. And then we're, I think, skipping over here and making an acetate wood ornament with our glitter sparkles inside. Isn't that cute? And then we have, oh, this is so cute. It's a shaker, and it's Snowman. Isn't that cute?
Very cute.
And then we have, of course, Ms. Claus, a paper doll tag. So I love those. Now, if you were the pre-order family, what's this?
Okay, so if you pre-ordered the box, then you received this kit right here, which is to make a wooden gift card holder, and we featured this at the expo and in one of our reels that we did. So now you'll have the kit. We'll also go over how to make it. So this is what you do is you can pull out the gift card. It sits right in there, to, from. You can even decorate the back if you choose to, but how cute is that?
So cute. So these are the projects. Again, this is the bonus, and we're not going to do that with you today, but you can look that up in one of our past reels or follow the instructions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we are going to do these 4 projects right here. So let's get to our box. So everybody should have gotten a box that looks like this. And let's see if I can open it. I'm not very good at opening. There we go. And here we are. Now, our stickers are on top, but here is the first thing that we want to point out. So I'm going to put the box to the side. We have full instructions for all of the projects. So if at any time we're going too fast or you want to make it again or you're not sure, all of the projects have a photo with the instructions. So never fear, we got you covered through this video and through beautiful printed instruction.
Yeah, so also, if at any time we say a dimension that we're cutting our paper or you can't remember the color we're using on a project, it's in the instructions. So
okay, and then if you notice this little image here, you actually got a commemorative button.
yes, so this is to remember the fun time we're going to have today, and it is just a little reminder of something Christmassy.
Yes,
It
I
kind of
love
looks
that.
like this right here.
I think it's beautiful. I love it. And I see you have all different kinds of little, what do you call those?
Those are Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, but they're not always related, right?
Well, usually an Easter egg is like a little hint about something throughout the, usually a movie, but for us it's this video. So for example, you'll see there's some poinsettias here at the bottom. That kind of hints at the card in which we have poinsettias.
I see. So you have to educate us older folks so we know what Easter eggs are, because I was literally, when you saying that, looking for an Easter egg.
The trees, go here. There's a tiny little snowman in the background there. You're going to have to get a magnifying glass. But that one is for the shaker card we're going to be doing today.
Oh, that's so cute. Well, I wonder, here's a question for all of you out there. How many Krazy Krafter buttons have you collected so far? Write us in the comments and let us know how many Krazy Krafter buttons you have collected. Okay, so we did get the instructions, we got a button, and then we have a pack of stickers here. Now, all of these stickers will be used throughout the projects, and some will be used several times, like perhaps the sentiment or the border here, or these poinsettias. So you may want to get these all out of the packages if they are in packages so that they're ready for use, okay? So without further ado, let's look at our instructions and take...
Oh, and by the way, everything else in the box is kitted by project. So that means that every single project has its own baggie and its own kit.
Yes, and we are going to, if you go to the instructions, I think that's the first one.
Okay, let's turn our page here. Yes, the first project is the Joyful Slimline card, so let's go ahead and find that kit.
Okay, so the kit has this paper, and this is what we are going to need to get started, and we're also going to look at what stickers we're going to need, right?
Okay, so we need to find our Joyful sticker. Okay, and then we need to find our border stickers, silver with a scallop. Excellent. And then where do these poinsettias come from? Okay, and I think that's all we need. So we need 3 sticker sheets, poinsettias, silver border, and joyful.
Okay, are you ready to start, Jackie?
I'm ready.
Shall we take everything out?
Of our package
Yes,
right here.
let's take everything out. So you should be doing this along with us. I don't care if you hear the little unpacking noise, but Jackie's so much more polite than me. I am on the sticker, she's on the kit itself. Oh, you know what I didn't see in there? Glitter paper.
Where is it?
It may not be in our box.
Oh, we picked a box that didn't have it.
Yeah, so I'll go run and get that as you start talking about the next steps.
Okay, so now that we have everything unpackaged, I'm just going to get us organized here. What we like to do first is build the card base, and then we will embellish with these glittered images with our outline stickers. So for right now, we're going to put our stickers off to the side, and we're going to work with our paper. So let's see what we have here. First, we should have a pre-scored Slimline card, and this is mine right here. You'll see that there's a score line going across, and what we're going to do is just fold on the score line. How easy is that? Now, usually I recommend using a bone folder. If you don't have one, you can use the blunt side of your tweezers to just kind of crease create a nice fold for your card. Now, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll put this off to the side and we'll build the front of the card separately, and then the last step for us is usually to glue the front of the card onto the card base. This way, we're not trying to fight this fold here and we're working on a flat surface. So let's do that and put this off to the side. We also don't need the envelope yet because it's not ready to be sent to anybody. So let's just put that off to the side, card and envelope. Okay? All right, so next we're gonna do some trimming. We'll need our paper trimmer, and I'm gonna look up the sizes we need to trim.
Okay, I am back.
Okay, so we need to trim our Christmas floral pattern paper, and that's this right here.
Now this is one of our collections, and it's a older collection, but I think it's so beautiful. Do you remember the name of it?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Too many. We have too many.
I know, huh?
Okay, so it says to trim it to 8.5 by 3.5.
I believe it's already at 8.5, so we're going to do the 3.5 part. So I always have to familiarize myself with this trimmer. That looks like 3.5, doesn't it? Wait, no. 3, 3.25, 3.5. Okay, there we go. Committed. Okay, and did it right. Yay.
Okay, so then next, we have to trim 3 times the black cardstock.
Yes, because although this looks like a long strip here, we're actually just going to make shorter strips because this cream paper will hide it.
Okay, so we need to trim that black cardstock 3.5 by 1.25.
All right, so we're going to go to 3. Are they all like that?
Yeah.
How many are we doing?
3.
All right, so 3.5. Again, there's 3.5. And you said 1.25.
Yes.
3 times.
Yes.
1, 2, and by the way, this is a good way to conserve paper, don't you think? Instead of doing it all the long strips.
Yes, I do agree. And then the red paper is going to be 3.5 by 1 inch.
I think it should be 3.25. Wait, 3.5. You're right. 3.5. I'm so confused right now. 3.5. 1 inch.
1 inch, 3 times.
Got it. 1, 2, 3. Got it.
Okay, and then the cream cardstock needs to be 5.5 by 1.75.
So it's already 5.5 right there. So we're going to do 1.75. And this looks like it's going to be the part for the joyful right there.
Yes.
Okay, is that it?
That's all for the trimming. So the next step is to adhere the red to the black, and I will be right back.
Okay. So we're going to put all of the red strips into the center of the black. So basically like this, and like that, and then like that. So we're going to have 3 strips, okay? I think that is just dandy. So I'm going to use my Tombow dot roller. You could use any adhesive you want. I like the Tombow because if I don't get it exactly right, it's easy to pick up. So there's 1. Oh, I already think that's beautiful. Okay, here's number 2. And then the 3rd one.
Okay, Marcia, I do see your question, but I'm waiting for us to get to the coloring portion of this project to answer.
Okay, there's the 3 strips.
Okay, so what does it say we do next? I think we're going to adhere these down. Adhere 1 matted strip on the right, 1 on the left, and 1 in the middle. So this is going to look like a present, a
Yes.
wrapped present.
So I'm going to put it like this. So 1 is going to go like this. 1 is going to go like this. And then the other one will kind of go in the center. And you're not going to see any gaps. So it doesn't matter if there's a gap. If you want to make it so there's not, be my friend. But it doesn't matter, right?
Right.
How many times did I say it doesn't matter? I'm just trying to make sure everybody feels comfortable. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball this. I'm off the screen, but I'm just kind of eyeballing and kind of lining that up. Does that look straight to you? Straight enough? Because when you put the cream paper over, it's not going to matter, right?
Just want to make sure your edges look good.
Yeah, your edges are the key. Alrighty. And then we'll go down. Okay. There we go. Is that one straight, Jackie? I can't tell yet. Well, maybe over just a little. It's hard to see from an angle. There. Okay. Now what?
Okay, so now we're going to adhere the cream cardstock in the middle.
Yes. Should we put our, even though the directions say that, should we go ahead and put our sentiment on before it's on there? Might be a little easier.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to put the word joyful on. So here's our pink silicone in case we need that. If you didn't get one of these from the last Krafter Box, I think you're missing out. I find this invaluable. It's a silicone mat. What's so great about it is when you put adhesive down, it doesn't get on your surface. It won't stick to the mat, so you don't have a sticky surface. I love that. Also, you can peel our stickers and use this as placeholders because they lift right back up.
So we're looking for the joyful outline sticker.
Okay, do you want to do this part? All right. Actually, I want to do this part.
Okay.
Okay, so I've decided. So it looks like we need to make sure we have lots of room. So another key is I'm using these wonderful tweezers. And we sell these tweezers, but they are so nice and sharp. And you have to be a little bit careful. So I'm not going to pat down my stickers until I'm satisfied that's where I want everything. So I'm not pressing them down. I'm just laying them there. So there's that. Again, I'm going to take this out to just kind of see spacing. And I'm going to use my silicone mat to kind of put it up there and see where I want that. There we go. Joy. And then the full is right down here on the bottom, just so you know. So I'm going to put the L where I want it to be, kind of work backwards.
You want to leave a little bit around the edge for that border sticker to still fit.
Come on, you. I think this is a really cute sticker. Gets overlooked on the website, but it's really quite nice.
We have such a great variety of Christmas and winter stickers on the website. I think that's the category with the most stickers in it.
Okay, so one thing you might want to do too is, which I'm trying to do, is get a little bit more control by using your tweezers and just getting it so it won't stick like that. I like it like that. If I wanted to, I could move this, But you take your chances if yours kind of stuck down. So I think I'm just going to leave it. Okay? And then this one is going to go on the glitter paper, but look how nice that's going to fit. All right, so we did that. What's next?
So for now we need to put on the silver border sticker.
Okay, so now I think we'll put it on our card. I think we're going to go a little bit more toward the left. So we'll have plenty of room for that. Poinsettia. Okay, border sticker. So let's talk about border stickers.
Alright, we're using a silver scalloped border sticker today. Silver is one of the most versatile colors because you can change the color of the sticker, but it also matches everything. And this one is such a pretty design. You just peel and stick.
And there are scallops, there are straight lines, so I'm going with the scallop part. So I just peeled. And I'm just going to put this along the bottom. I think this adds that sparkle that we want. You know, on our little card here, it kind of gives it that extra something.
I'm going to read some comments while you're doing the border stickers, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so we have lots of people joining us. So many crazy crafters. Shannon is here. She says, I love your shirt, Kara.
Oh, thank you, Shannon.
Sandy says, hi from Kansas.
Hi, Sandy.
Brenda says, good morning, Kara and Jackie from Whittier, California.
Hi, Brenda.
So we have two Marcias with us today.
Ooh.
Marcia Legg, good morning. I have 2 buttons and I love it. And then we have Marcia Raponen from Oregon.
Hi, Marcia and Marcia. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day now that we're crafting together. What could be better, right?
Wendy Osborne says, Jackie, I hope you had a wonderful honeymoon. I really did, and I got lots of color.
She does have lots of color. It's really very healthy looking, although she's not feeling the best.
And then Penny Blaylock says, hello, Jackie and Eric and Kara from Kennewick, Washington.
Hi, Penny.
Terry says, hello, ladies. And
Hi,
I'm
Terry.
saving one of Marcia's questions for the coloring portion.
Okay. All right, so there we go. We got all of that done, and so all that is left to complete this card is our glitter ornament, our holly, and our poinsettias, right?
That's it. Those
So-
all involve outline stickers, glitter paper, and coloring.
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and get you our glitter paper. Are you coloring today, or am I doing the whole shebang?
I can color.
Oh, okay. So the hollies are found right here on the, what do you call it, the sticker sheet. And then the inside of the ornament needs to go on when we put that on our glitter paper. So here's our glitter paper.
Yep, this is the first time we're using our glitter paper today, so there is an extra little step in here. First, we have to take it out of our plastic. Bet you didn't know that.
No, you mean you can't color on the plastic?
Nope. Then we need to rub or burnish the glitter paper. So that just means take your fingers, take your hand, rub over the entire sheet. And why we do this is a handmade piece of glitter paper, so we're making it smoother and shinier, and we're getting some of the loose glitter off the surface. It's going to be easier for us to color on. And once you do this, you don't have to do it to the same sheet again. Alright, that one's ready to go.
Woohoo! Okay, so we have our little ornament that we saved here, so I'll hand it to you because it's really easy to take off your silicone mat.
And when you use your glitter paper, it's really nice if you want to conserve your glitter paper by pushing everything as close as you can together, because we're going to cut things out later. Now with the ornament, we don't really need to color that bow, so if you want to, you can hang it off the edge of your glitter paper.
And here's the inside of the ornament to go in there. And it looks like we're going to need 2 hollies.
So I'm just putting back the snowflake image.
You don't have to use the snowflake, but I think it adds something, don't you?
It just adds a little design. We've got a holly here. And are all the hollies the same?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. All right. And then we need some poinsettias from the other sheet.
And there are different sizes on there.
So it looks like we need a large and a small. So I'm grabbing the outline.
I think it's worth noting that you're going to have leftover joyful stickers. You could make 2 more cards if using your own paper, which I think is kind of terrific.
Yeah, that's the great thing about the Krazy Krafter boxes is you always have leftover supplies. All right. So I'll zoom in so we could see that just a little bit better. And then the next step is going to be burnishing again. Sometimes we have a brayer tool, but I don't see ours, and we like to just press down on the stickers. Now, I have this silicone mat, so I'm going to put it behind my glitter paper because I don't want my little bow to stick to the table. If it were to stick to the table, it might rip if it got really stuck. You just want to take a brayer tool or your fingers or something and rub the stickers down to seal them to the paper.
And there's your brayer tool.
And it matches the silicone.
I know.
Okay, I think that's good. It's really important to do this if you're using Olo markers because those are especially juicy and they will start to bleed outside of the lines. Okay, so next is coloring.
So it looks like we should do the poinsettias and holly first because it's green and red, the same colors.
So R17, R03.
Yes, but if you're using any other brand, it's a light dark red. A light and a dark red.
Alright, so I'm going to look for ours, and it actually says to use a brown with it.
Yes, E18 will give you a little bit more of a shadow to the dark red.
Like a burgundy.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm looking for my colors here. So I have my 3 colors. I have a brown, a dark red, and a light red. Now this is a great time to answer Marsha's question about markers. I have a few of the Olo markers. Can I mix Olo and Right Art markers in a project?
Yes.
Of course. They're both alcohol-based markers, so they will work on the glitter paper. And yes, you can use different brands of alcohol markers together, especially on our glitter paper. They will be friendly with each other. So the basic technique for coloring is shading from dark to light. So in this case, we're going to start with our brown, then go to red, and then our very lightest red, okay? So dark, medium, light.
So as you're pointing, you might comment about your sparkle fingernail because everyone's going to want to know about that.
Oh, I decided to get a manicure in Hawaii, and I thought it was a fun design.
Yeah, and it's so appropriate to the Krazy Kreation.
Oh, with the glitter in it?
Yeah, with the glitter.
Okay.
So do we all have to go to Hawaii to get that?
No, that's just what inspired me to get that. I thought it was pretty. And
it is pretty.
It matched a lot of the flowers that were on the island.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, so we're starting with brown, and I'm going to put the darker color towards the center of the petal, or the inside of the petal, however you want to look at that. Don't be afraid to color over the black lines. It's not going to show. And then I'm going to take my darkest red, so R17. You kind of just pull the color out. So always color and blend in that one direction. I'm pulling, I'm not pushing back into the brown. And then we will repeat with the lightest color. It's also important that we're blending while the markers are still wet. If you let them dry and try to blend, you're not going to have the same result. That is beautiful.
It is pretty, so nice.
So now we repeat. And notice I didn't do the whole flower because I didn't want the ink to dry.
Now if you do want a darker color, maybe you want a darker red, you could always go over later, but it's better to just do a little bit at a time. Because once something is dark, can't go back. We can't stress that enough. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep, you cannot remove dark color, but you can always add more dark color.
So even if you try to use a colorless blender to remove it, a lot of times you'll just wear a hole in the paper and it doesn't look good. So that's not a solution.
So if you wanted more of a true red, go back to your R17. You can always add more of that color. And also remember, it will change colors a little bit as it dries. So it might look kind of salmony when you're coloring, more orangey, and then when it dries, it's more red. I think that looks good. So let's do the other little poinsettia. I'm going to use less brown on this one because it's smaller. Same technique. So dark, medium, and light. If you're having trouble blending, one of the things that might be going on is your markers may not have a lot of ink in them. It really makes a difference. So if you have a refillable marker, you need to refill it, or you just need to replace it. Okay. Now we need to do some green.
So why don't we try the Olo markers? We're going to try these two colors. The caps are kind of off for you already.
Okay.
So YG 8.7, which is really like YG 29 in the right art. This is the darker olivey green.
And then light green.
And it's best not to close the caps when you're using the greens or any of the Olos because they work better, I find, when you keep the caps off. Okay, that
I was done with the green.
Except we're doing the holly.
Oh.
Okay, so you're going to go to the holly now?
So dark to light. Now when you're using Olos, don't look at the color of the cap on this side because it's a different color than the color you're actually doing right now.
Yeah, so the Olo markers have two colors hooked together. They are two different colors, one marker. That's a good point.
Can I close the caps now?
Yes, now you can. All right, so now you need to do the red berries. Are you just going to do R17?
Yeah. Alright, that was easy. And now for the ornament. It says we need BO200. Let's see, that's a light blue and a colorless blender. And we're going to color the round part of the ornament first, I guess. So if you look at the example, it has darker blue around the edges, and then it's kind of light in the center here. We're going to try to copy that effect. So that was BO2, which is a light blue. And we'll just put some of that blue around the edge here. And we're going to take our colorless blender and blend it into the white. Make sure your colorless blender is always clean. If you don't have scratch paper, just kind of make sure the tip is nice and clean. And we're just going to drag the blue into the center of the ornament. You can kind of dot or dab at it too. So we want to fade that line.
And this is a good time to talk about how you can color over our black sticker images without altering the color of the sticker. So don't be afraid that you have to go in between.
Now, if you're just not able to get rid of that line, there is a trick. It's called the kiss technique. So we're going to kiss the tips of our markers together. Use your colorless blender to kind of fill in. And it creates a medium color between that blue and the white. So if you're struggling with blending to white, this is a great technique. There. Now it's more of a subtle blend. What do you think?
I think it's beautiful.
Now look at our tip.
And here's a scratch paper. It's our envelope. Oh, you can't see.
It also helps if you have a very juicy colorless blender, which I did not.
And that's why I really prefer these Olos. These are really great. They're called Zero.
Let's try it on here. Okay, that looks good, like snow.
Okay, so now we just need to do the flower. Looks like we need a bit of red, and then we're going to use this yellow. And then we need a, what would you call a golden color? Maybe your E26 or E40.
Okay, so I've got that. Got that. And then E20 something, I just grabbed it.
28 you grabbed.
All right.
Beautiful. So all that's left now to complete this card is to take each one of these images and you're going to trim them out with your scissors, or if you have a scan and cut machine, you can scan this in and tell the machine to fussy cut it for you. And then once you have done that, you are going to place them on our card as follows. The hollies here, small poinsettia, large poinsettia, and the ornament. Now you are going to need to use some adhesive to the back of your glitter images because that paper does not peel off. And that is the end of card number 1.
Hooray! So we've done one card together, and you have lots of supplies left to recreate this on your own with different papers, different colors. I can hardly wait to see what you come up with. So we're going to take a 3-minute break so that we can clean up our space and prepare for the next project. So we'll see you shortly. Welcome back to our Christmas Crafter Box video. We're already on project number 2 today, and we're having so much fun with you.
We are having fun. I haven't done this for a while with you, Jackie, so we're kind of getting it back into the groove, and we're having fun crafting together and with all of you out there.
Yes, so I can't hardly wait to make this ornament with you all. It's so cute, and there's so many different ways you can use it.
So let's get started. Okay, so what's really fun about this is that it is our wood dome, which we haven't done for a while, and I love it, but inside we've put an acetate over it, so we kind of have it almost in a 3D shadow box, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's very like 3D. Like I said, there's so many uses for this. You can make it an ornament, you can make it a gift tag, you can put a pocket on the back for a gift card, or you could just use it as decoration.
Absolutely. So you're going to want to look for your kit that has the wood shape in it and the snowflake paper, and we're going to go ahead and get that out of the package. And then also, while we're talking about it, so you don't get flustered later on, we are going to need this sticker right here, which is called Oh Christmas Tree. And again, it has lots and lots of trees on here, so we're going to use 3 of them, but you still will have so many trees left to make at least 2 or more cards.
Awesome.
Or whatever it is you're going to do, right? Okay, so what are the first steps? Do we have to cut paper?
It looks like we're tracing.
Okay, so we do have a piece of acetate in here in case you didn't see it right off. So I'm going to get my silicone mat just so that it's nice and safe, and you can't really see it. It's going to be to the side, but I want to put my acetate on that because it's a clean surface for me. Okay, and we have just 1 piece of paper. Can you believe that?
And glitter paper.
Yes, but I mean, all we need is we're going to trace this, right?
Yes, so it says using your chipboard dome shape, trace the shape onto the red snowflake paper and the acetate, and then trim each of them.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what you use to trace. I'm going to use something a little bit darker so that you can see what I'm doing. And, you know, just kind of trace. Now, when you cut this, because we're tracing, you're probably going to want to cut a little bit smaller than the trace so that it goes inside, right?
Cut inside the line.
Yeah. All right, so there's that. Didn't come out as dark as I wanted, but you could kind of see my line. Maybe I'll use that pen. Can you hand me that pen?
What pen? The blue one?
Yeah. Because while we're at it, don't you think we should go ahead and trace our acetate too?
Yes, that's what the directions said.
Okay, so you could kind of, it doesn't matter which side because you're just making a cut line. So I'm going to put this down. And I was trying to make it so I didn't have to cut this edge.
So you're tracing the outside of that, right?
Yes. Okay, and I'm going to try this pen and see if we get a little better line. So I'm just tracing. Doesn't matter which side of the acetate because you're not going to see the line. Well, that didn't do so good, did it?
The wood is hard to trace because it has a tab on it, whereas the chipboard does not.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm using the wood. Why didn't you tell me?
I just did.
Okay, here we go. Thank you. Okay, so now I could see that. Can you see that? That looks good to me. So now, what's our next step?
Cut.
Cut. So we're going to get our scissors. Do we have any comments while we're cutting?
Not right now, we don't.
All right. So do you have anything you want to talk about? Just cut inside the line? Does it have to be perfect?
Nope, it's going to be hidden by the wooden frame.
So I'm cutting inside my line and kind of making a little bit of a rounded edge on the bottom there. So when I go to put this onto my chipboard, you can see right here that that's going to be on the inside, and all the wood is going to cover any rough edges, okay? So I did one. That was pretty fast shape.
Yeah, I really like the dome shape. I don't know if we offer these anymore because the wooden shapes were not all that popular. But if you like them and you want us to bring them back, you can always let us know.
Yeah, somebody called and they bought a whole bunch because they're getting ready to make ornaments, and they suggested we at least put them on for the holiday season. I thought that was a good suggestion. Okay, so I just want to make sure that this is not hanging over my wood. It is a little bit on the bottom, so I'm going to cut a little bit more off the bottom. That's what I suspected. That's why I checked. Check one more time. That looks pretty good. So, okay, so now that we've done all that, what is the next step?
Okay, so we're going to, oh, we do need to trim something, but it wasn't highlighted. Trim the silver glitter paper 1 by 2 3/4. Let's see if it's already cut to that. What do we think?
I think it is, but maybe not.
3. You can't see I'm measuring here. 3 by 1, so we need to cut off 1/4 of an inch.
Okay. So I'll let you do that because you did the measuring.
We'll give you a trick when you cut glitter paper on your paper trimmer. We like to put it upside down. That way the sticky, somehow it works better with the blade. Not getting sticky all over it. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it to 2 3/4. And that's it.
Perfect. That was all the cutting, right?
Yep.
Yay!
Okay, so we are going to put on the snowflake paper with adhesive onto the chipboard.
Okay, let me get my silicone mat so I don't get adhesive on my work surface.
Is your mat upside down?
It is, and I was just fixing it. Thank you. Okay, so you could have either or side of the paper, but in the example we're using the snowflake, so I'm going to do that, which is this right here. The snow is the back of that. And you don't have to put a whole lot on, just enough to stick it down on here. Okay.
And then we're going to adhere the glitter paper to the bottom.
So this is going to go on the bottom, kind of like that. Again, remember the wood is going to cover any imperfections. I love this silver, don't you? Now, one thing I would be careful of is knowing there's going to be a lip. We don't want it all the way to the bottom. So you could put it on, and then what I like to do is take my wood and kind of see how that's going to go. And look at that, I did it pretty darn good. Okay.
Okay. So then it says to, I think, set aside for later. Hold on. Yep, so we're going to work on our glitter images.
Okay.
So we need our glitter paper. Remember, we already burnished it. We're going to peel the trees and put them on the glitter paper. So we need 2 of the pointy and 1 of the round. Looking for my tweezers here. Alright, so we're going to peel. And you'll want to put them on your glitter paper however they fit best. During our videos, I tend to put them on the right side up so that I can color and show you the best way possible. But you can rotate them around if you want to. See, if you flipped one of these, it would fit so much better. I'm just gonna try staggering. And then I need to find one of the round trees.
I absolutely adore this sticker, don't you? It's so, it can be so versatile with many different themes, really.
It's very whimsical. Okay, so I'm pressing my sticker down, and remember, you'll want to brayer or burnish, especially if you're using those Olos. Okay, next we're gonna color.
So I think this time around we're going to show Marcia that you can mix and match. So we're going to use some Olo colors. So it looks like two of the trees, where's our sample? Here it is. One of the trees is the kind of forest green, and two of them are that olivey green. And so let's go ahead and do the forest green. Now, if you noticed in the example, they kind of have like these little white caps on there. So I'm going to show you how that technique was attained. So I'm going to use this G 1.7, or in Write Art, what would that be, Jackie? G 13?
I'd have to see it.
Yes, G 13.
G 13, yep. That would be like a Kelly green color.
So notice how I'm just doing a little bit right here. And I should stop, but I'm used to just going because I'm usually a fast little color. But I'm just going to put that little bit of green right there. Then I'm going to come in with GOO, and I'm going to bring that forward. But I'm not going to go all the way to those caps because I'm going to use my colorless blender there. I'm just kind of going down and down.
We have hello from Mary Kay, and Denise says she loves the Merry Christmas trees.
Oh, me too. Hi, Mary Kay.
And
Okay,
Denise.
and Denise. Yes, sorry. Okay, there we go. So now that we have that, we're going to come in with that. I'm going to move this to this side because it's kind of right where I color. We're going to use the Olo, which is the colorless blender, has no ink, and we're just going to bring those caps down. And then we will go back and add any color that we want. Remember, as Jackie said, these do color or dry. Sometimes they have a different color is what I meant to say. So you want to kind of give it a moment to see. But look how pretty that is. I actually like it. Do you think we should add any more color?
No, it's lots of contrast on there.
Maybe I'll just put a little bit more of the light color. That's so pretty. And you do want to be careful. If it's not dry, you don't want to over flood your paper. So sometimes walking away and then fixing it is the better way to go. I'm just going to come in with this. And that looks so lovely. All right. Now let's go to the olive green, which was what we used before, this YG 8.7, and it's YG 29 for the Write Art. And we're going to do basically the same thing, but this time we're going to kind of go down the center. And instead of using, you could use that light color olive, but you could also go back to this GOO and give it a whole different look.
You can mix and match your greens.
And so we're leaving the cap room for those caps, the snow caps.
Okay, so more comments while you're coloring, because remember, she's doing the basic technique of dark to light. So Chrissy says hi from Eastern Pennsylvania. I'm new to this and I'm in.
All right.
And Yvette says this tree is nice.
It is pretty, isn't it?
Now if you're crafting with us today, let us know by giving the video a thumbs up. And if you wish you were crafting with us today but you're just watching, you could give us a heart.
Okay, so I kind of went down the center of that tree. If you wanted to blend that out a little bit more, what are some things we could do? I'm actually going to really mix you all up and go with this wide 2.3, just a little bit. You know, I love the olive color, so I'm just trying to show you you could do many different colors. So I'm going to have Jackie color one so she could use her technique. There's my technique.
All right, I'm loving all these thumbs up and hearts we're getting. Sandy says love the projects. Okay, so you want me to color one with my technique?
Yes.
With the Olos?
Sure. Wait, is the cap on that one? No. Okay. I had one without a cap, so I had to find it. There we go.
All right. All right, so I'm taking my darkest color. I think what I'm going to do is kind of not do a straight line. See what that does. Whimsical.
I just love it when you guys get to see different techniques because Jackie and I do tend to color just a little bit different.
You have to remember to leave space at the end of the branch. So remember, pull, pull, pull.
And this is good for you side by side to kind of see. Mine was with the olive, dark olive green and the light GOO, which is like mint green. And Jackie's using olive on olive.
But guess what? Every tree is a little bit different, so it
It
doesn't
is.
matter if they don't match.
Right.
Now it is kind of dark in the middle here, so I'm going to take my light and just kind of spread over that.
And that's when we told you it's hard to go from one to the other if it's too dark.
Okay, so now I'm just going to finish off the edges of the branch with a colorless blender marker. The thing about olive is it kind of turns it a yellowish color, but that's okay.
There, that's pretty. So we have 3 pretty trees, which is all that we had to do. Now in order to do the project, we are going to have to trim these out. So while we're doing that, why don't you go ahead and put the sentiment on?
Okay, so here is our chipboard piece with the glitter paper and the pattern paper on it. We're going to go back to our Christmas tree outline sticker and look for the sentiment, Merry Christmas. And if you wanted a different sentiment, you have stickers at home, you are welcome to change it. But I really like this font. It's so cute. So the nice thing about our sentiments is each word is one piece. And you just peel it up like that. You want to be mindful of the wood that is going to go across the bottom there when we put the frame over the top. So remember to leave a little space. So I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom here. I'm going to leave some space here and place my word down. And notice how I have not pressed my word down yet because I can move it. So I'm peeling Christmas. And I'm going to place that on there. And then I'm going to take our wooden frame. Where did that go?
It's hiding. Here it is.
And I'm just going to place it over the top and see if I like where my words are in relation to the frame. So as you can see, I am a little, oh wait, no, I'm perfectly centered. How about that? So that looks really good to me. Now I can remove the frame and press my sentiment down onto the glitter paper.
And speaking of the frame, I noticed ours is a dark brown and this is a kind of natural color.
Yes, so this is unfinished wood. It's real wood. What kind of wood is this?
It's plywood, 3 millimeter.
So we can stain it, we can paint it, we can also color it with an alcohol marker. So let's do it. I'm going to take E18. I think that's the color that was used in the sample. And when we color this, another really fun thing is that wood grain is going to show through. Do you see all that wood grain in there? Really pretty. So all we have to do is take our marker and go right over the top. That's how easy it is. And this is permanent.
Yeah, so alcohol ink markers, why don't you talk about how they are permanent and dry quickly, all that stuff.
Yep, so alcohol ink, like I said, it's permanent, just like a Sharpie is permanent. It dries fairly quickly, which is why when we blend, we want to do it while the ink is still wet. And you could use them on different mediums. You can use them on paper, our glitter paper, wood, fabric.
They're very similar, like when you hear a permanent marker, we think of Sharpies, but these are professional grade because they have a brush, and the Olo markers are not refillable, the Right Arts are, but honestly with the Olos it's even easier. You buy a new cartridge and it's only $2.69, and it's liquid in there, so it's actually more cost effective, believe it or not.
Okay, look at how pretty that turned out. And now you can use any color marker you want on there. You don't have to stick with brown, or maybe you wanted a lighter brown with to look like a lighter stained wood. It's all up to you. So let us know if you decided to alter your wood and what color you did.
And you know, the brown to me just really looks like that outdoor look, don't you think so? I notice I ask you a lot of questions about what you think, so maybe I should stop that, but I think it looks outdoory.
And I don't answer because I wait for everyone else to answer.
Okay, so now that we did that, I'm just going to put it aside for right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and we have our trees. So now we are going to kind of position them. I always like to put mine where I think they're going to go, and then I actually commit to the glue or the adhesive. So here are the trees that we colored. So what do you think? I think that's kind of cute. I'm going to go for it. Let me get my silicone. Again, I love this mat because if I were to get some adhesive off of my image, it does not stick to this silicone mat. So I don't know if we have these on our website. I know we sell them at the expo.
No, they're fairly new, so I don't think they're on there yet. And I've been gone for
A long time. I've missed you.
10 days, I think.
No longer. But who's counting? Not me. Or if it was only 10 days, it seems longer. We all missed you.
Maybe it was 12 days because we had some prep before the wedding.
Okay, so now, where are those stars at the top of the trees? They are right here. So we are going to go ahead and put some stars on those trees. I like both our tree contrasts. What do you think?
Yeah,
Oh, there I went again.
Yep, each tree is a little bit different.
I know. They all have their own personality. Okay, and this one isn't going to get a star. So there's that. Now, normally we would go ahead and just put this on, but we have that wonderful adhesive. So we're going to acetate. We're going to grab the acetate and adhere it to the back of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my adhesive on the dome. That way it'll be ready to stick down. I'm just using my Tombow. And then I'm going to, I put it in a safe place. Here it is. I'm going to get that dome that we did. Now, on this, it looks a little foggy, and that's because one side of it has a film over it, a protective film. So I'm going to poke with my tweezers to try to find which side, and I got lucky the very first time because when I poked, there went that film. And because I've been kind of touching it, I'm going to use my pant leg to kind of wipe the other side, just because. All right, and now I'm going to put it right down on the dome. There we go. Okay, so now that it's on there, it has plastic. You can't see it, but it's there. I try to wiggle it around, but it is on there. And so, in order to put it onto this part, we need to put adhesive again around here. So you don't want to get it on the acetate, but if they did, what could they use to take that off? Don't we have that eraser?
Oh, we do have an adhesive eraser, yes.
Okay, and then once we do that, we're going to match this up, and I like to hold it a little bit to kind of make sure I get all the edges right. There we go with that. Beautiful. Mr. Krazy cuts all the wood and the cardboard, so he's good at that. Okay, so now I want to make sure I press it down, and it's there. And this would be a good time to put this little twine in here. So I like to fold my twine in half. We'll slip it through the tab, and sometimes it gets a little bulky, so for me, I like to use my tools, which are my tweezers, and then I will even this out. Make sure my fold is even. There we go. Pull it, and then these two pieces are going to go through here, and we have one more thing to do.
The lights.
The lights, yes. So if you notice, there are some lights here, and some of them have color. So in order to get that color, this string here has the lights, and you can put glitter paper behind the light part, or you can skip that and just make it a black sticker.
You can also color on the acetate.
You could. But I will be honest, the way that I did it is I cut out methodically each of these little lights, and then I made different colors, and I put it on the glitter paper. But if you do it on the acetate, you're going to have to be very careful not to make sure it's down so it doesn't bleed. But you could. Shall we try that?
Okay, I think it's easy.
Okay.
Our outline stickers will stick to the acetate very, very well.
Yeah. In fact, I think I want it to just be a little bit more up there.
One thing about the outline stickers is the longer they are adhered to a surface, the more permanent they become. So your best chance at repositioning them is right after you put them down. So if you were to wait a while and try to pick it up and reuse it, it is not going to happen.
Okay, so there we go. And I'll let you be the one. Now, I do know when you color on acetate, it has to be dark colors. Light colors don't tend to show up, right?
Yes, so let me just, I see a little piece here that I could tuck in here. So we're going to use, I think B09 would be a good one. And maybe an orange, wire 18, or maybe red. Which die? R20. Let's just try. So, just color right inside of there. So you do need them to be dark, because it's not showing up that great. The red worked really well. So I'm here to be the guinea pig, so if you're wondering what colors work well, The red was great. Let's try yellow. Yellow, not too great. Any other
Maybe
colors?
purple. And that RV17 maybe.
Purple's decent. So remember, go towards the dark colors. So the ones that worked best were purple and red. Okay? If you want to do a blue, I recommend B47 or dark blue. Okay?
Okay, so there we are. We did our second project.
Woohoo!
Yay! So are we taking a break or diving right in?
I think we need a 3-minute break. The next card is a shaker card, so we need to get out all of our supplies.
Okay, we'll see you in 3.
Welcome back, Crazy Crafters. We're halfway done with the Christmas Krafter Box.
And we're having so much fun. I can't believe how easy that little ornament tree one was. That was so fun.
And adorable. So our next project is a Snowman Shaker card, and it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're excited, let us know.
Yes, so let's get started. By the way, shakers are all the rage right now at Krazy Kreations, so this will walk you through how easy it is to make a shaker card at Krazy Kreations.
Okay, let's look at the card and get started.
Okay, so this one has our cute snowman, and inside we have all the shaker bits. I'm not sure why those are sticking to the top right now, but they are, but that kind of makes it look like snow, so how fun. And this is in our Polaroid shaker. So I just think it adds so much fun, and then you can put your sentiment down here. So let's go ahead and see what we need to do to make this cute snowman shaker card. So you need to find your kit, and your kit is going to have the sprinklettes. Now these are our featured fillers in all of our shakers, and I just absolutely love these little gems in here. So we're going to take everything out, and we do want to bring to your attention that the Polaroid shaker parts are all put in a separate bag because these are laser cut, and usually we have a sticker on here that says please wipe edges, because when you laser cut it does create soot. So we're going to put these two things aside for right now, and let's make the guts of the card.
Okay, so first it says to fold your pre-scored card and position it landscape orientation.
Okay, so that would be, this is our pre-scored card. We're going to go ahead, fold it, and then if you have a bone folder, great. I have a tweezer end, so I'm just going to kind of press down that fold and make sure it's nice and tight.
Now we need to do some trimming, so we'll put that off to the side and we'll mount everything on there later.
Okay. So we don't need our envelope, so I'm going to put that to the side. And actually, no, this is going to be the base of our card. We're changing it up for once. Okay? All right, what's next?
Okay, so we need to trim our black cardstock.
Okay, black cardstock.
5 1/4 by 4.
So 5 1/4 by 4. Done.
Okay, trim the snowflake pattern paper. 5 by 3 3/4.
3 3/4. Okay.
Trim snowflake paper. Do we have another one?
We do.
2 3/4 by 3 1/2.
I think I'll go the 3 1/2 this way, and then 2 3/4 is what I heard you say.
Yep.
And that looks like it's going to be the inside of our shaker.
And that's all for trimming.
Ooh.
Oh wait, just kidding. There's more at the bottom. Trim your acetate. Do you have that?
Actually, that's in the package, and I think it's done for us.
Okay. Trim your white cardstock. 2 1/4 by 1/2 inch.
All right, so let's go ahead and, to save paper, do that 1/2 inch first. And then, oops, it didn't like that. Let's try that again. That was a icky one. 1/2 inch, right?
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't like this. Either that or my blade. Well, I guess we're back to this one. Let me just take this off. Does that happen to you guys where your blade just doesn't like the paper? Okay, what was the other way?
2 1/4.
2 1/4. Let's see if it likes it better. Well, not so bad. It'll be a distressed little thing, but we can go ahead and take our scissors and clean it up a little. That'll give everyone a chance to catch up with us. Just has like these little flyaways. Okay. Now, are we done cutting?
We are done cutting. We're going to put some papers together.
All right.
So how this is going to go, so we're going to take the smaller snowflake paper and put it with our shakers. We have these 3 papers left, and we're going to adhere them like that. Okay?
Got it. So I'm going to get rid of these little shaved pieces that I got everywhere. And we're going to take our pre-score card. Now make sure that your opening is opening on the bottom there. And then we're going to put our black paper on, I heard you say. So And if I had my crazy crafting square, I would use it, but we have rearranged in here. Do you see it?
It's by the Olos.
Oh, it is by the Olos. Well, I'll use it next time. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. That looks good. I like that. So this time we're using the card to have some matting. And then we're going to put our snowflake paper down.
Lisa says she had to change her blade this morning too for a clean cut.
Yes, I know. I like the guillotine cutters a lot, but they make a lot of noise on the video, so I don't tend to use them, but I really prefer those. But I'm going to have to change my blade out. All right, so now that we've done that, it looks like we're going to go to our border, and we're going to put a border around it all, right? So I think I'm going to use this diamond. There's a diamond in here. I just think that's so cool. So we're going to peel our diamond, and we're going to go all the way around the snowflake paper. And again, this is a great simple way to add, you know, that little blingy look that you want your card to kind of pop. And I think it's easy, fun, and fast. Okay, I'll trim that. Now, this may not be quite long enough, so I'm going to go ahead, because I don't like to waste anything, and I'm going to put that down. Oops, how to get my tweezers. So, you know, if I have one of those not so great cutting experiences, this is one way to really resolve that. So put a border on it. But this other little piece that I have, I could just kind of hook up and see where the design overlaps and put it down, and nobody is going to be the wiser that I did that. So there it is. Nobody knows that that's actually two pieces right there. So we're going to find one more diamond in the rough here. I just love that this border sticker has 3 different designs: scallop, straight line, and this diamond. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. And there we are, and I'm going to make sure, see, that's why I have to make sure. I would have put the opening at the top, so make sure your opening is still at the bottom as we continue along. All right, what's next, Miss Direction?
It says to adhere that other piece of snowflake paper to the chipboard of the shaker.
So are we going to make the shaker now? That would be a good thing to do.
We can, but we haven't colored the snowman yet.
Yeah, okay, well let's go ahead and do you want to color first then?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to put this aside. We're going to color so our snowman will be ready in that tree to go inside the shaker.
We also have a mountain to make.
Yes, but we could do that later too. All right, so here's our glitter paper. Did you want to color?
Okay.
Okay, you're the colorist today. So here's our card, and I'll get you the sticker sheet. It looks like we are going to need this. Now the reason I said we're not going to worry about it is the mountain is attached to the snowman. So we're going to cut this little part off when you peel it.
Okay. So, tweezers. I always like to peel with the tweezers.
And we can put that part on our silicone mat.
Now you'll notice when you peel the snowman that the smile, the eyes, and the buttons are left behind. Okay, so what part do we need to take off?
That big mountain part. Yep.
The whole thing?
Well, for now, yeah. It's easier to color that way. We
This
can
one
leave that
too?
on or take it off, whichever you want.
We're taking it off.
You're taking it off. Okay. We'll put them back together later. Later, Mountain.
Okay. So now we have our little snowman. And then there's trees on here too, so we need a small and a large. There's the small. Here's the large. And then what else do we need? I think we need a poinsettia.
Yes, you're right. Is that a, it looks like it's a medium size or not the small one. Yeah, that one.
Alright, there we go. That fits right in there.
Perfect.
Now, as for the eyes, mouth, and buttons, I prefer to add those on later, so they don't get in the way of my coloring.
Now on the snowman, you're going to want to take particular care to make sure that the area around the nose and the hat are firmly pressed down, because you don't want the orange or the purple to bleed under. Wow, you're really making sure.
You told me.
I know. Okay, I think that's really good.
Okay, so let's look at our colors we're using for this. So it says for the snowman we're using B02 and 00.
They're over there. Do you want the Olo 0?
Yeah. BV08, BV00, so that's a purple and a light purple. And it also says V07.
Yes, you could add a little bit of this violet if you don't, want that to be too dark.
And then this orange is for the carrot nose. Okay, there's our snowman colors. So we have a light blue, colorless blender, purples, and one orange.
And then the trees will require some greens.
And brown.
And brown.
And look, blues are down here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, starting with the snowman. B02 is the first color I'm grabbing.
Do you want to put the card in there? There, perfect.
And so I'm just going to do one section at a time. This just adds a little tint of color. Snow is obviously white, but if you add a little bit of color, it just adds dimension to your images so they don't look flat. And in this case, we did blue. Sometimes you could do gray for snow.
I agree you can do gray, but I tend to go toward the light blue because to me it looks more cheerful.
And clean, like ice.
Yeah, gray is kind of that thundery kind of feel. By the way, did you have thunder and rain last night?
Not that I noticed.
Oh, yeah, it was in our area. Summer storm.
See, just a little bit of blue, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It looks good. So don't forget this little area underneath him, and then the face.
Yeah, that area underneath is, a lot of people have asked, what is that? That's like the ice, where it kind of melts just a tad.
Alrighty, so the snow part is complete. Remember, you just need a little bit of color to make him come to life. Okay, let's work on that hat. We've got 3 lovely purples here. We're going to use just a tiny bit of the darkest, some of the medium, and then the light. So remember, dark to light. So a tiny bit of the BB08 You don't have to use 3 purples. One thing about the Olos is they do roll. Okay, V07.
That's how they roll.
Careful around the face with the purples. My hat is a lot lighter than yours.
Are you going to add more VV08? Or you like it?
Kind of like it.
Yeah, I kind of like it too.
Alright, and then a carrot nose. Cute. Now let's add back those little facial features.
Okay, so one tip that I would give is to pull out the negative, which makes it easier to grab. So if you pull out the negative, that really helps you see the parts that you want to grab, and they don't tend to fly all over the place.
Alright, so we're going to grab the eye. These are little itty bitty pieces, so if you have tweezers, I would definitely use them. Look, now he has a personality.
So cute.
Alright, now some buttons. Well, my buttons aren't really buttoning. Better.
You know, adding those pieces back really completes the project, you know.
Alright, so now he is dressed and he has a face. He's totally cute. Trees, let's do trees. I'm going to write art for trees. By the way, if you want to ask Kara a question, she has the comments. So she's going to read them.
I am.
Hey, I was going to go to write arts.
Oh, sorry. Oh boy, we have to get our things down. Okay, so Lisa and Chuck, but I don't think it's really Chuck. They are having trouble with the Tombow tape.
This is the dark green, by the way, and I'm putting it on the edges.
Okay, so are you talking, so they are having trouble with some of the Tombow tape sticking to the pattern paper, I believe, our pattern paper. And yes, some of our paper we have made a little bit more kind of glossy-ish. So I have experienced that a little bit myself, and using a different adhesive is one solution. But also I find that if I press a little harder on my Tombow, it will actually work. So it's because we kind of up some of the quality of our papers on certain collections.
I missed the question.
The question is, some of our Krazy crafters are having troubles with the Tombow on our pattern paper sticking.
Oh, are those the newer or older papers?
Yeah, the newer ones.
Oh.
Because our printer changed printers. If you really want the history, our printer got acquired by another printer, and then we had to pick a different paper, which is a little bit higher quality. So sometimes that happens. But it's okay to use different adhesive, right?
It is. We all have our favorites. We all have our favorite markers.
So for those of you who are using the dot roller Tombow like I am, and Jackie does, there is another one that we also love, also made by Tombow, and it's called the Air Touch. And it's very similar to the dot roller, but it actually sticks really nice on our paper. So I use that one as well. I don't have a sample in here. Do we have that for sale on our website?
Thought we do.
Yeah, we might have that. It's called the Air Touch Tombow. So try that one as well. You'll like both.
Okay, so that was a light brown for the tree trunk. Now we're on to that poinsettia, so we're gonna switch.
We're switching people, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So to color this one, what we're going to do is get some blues going. I'm trying to see. So basically, it's using a little bit of B47, a little bit of B09, and our B02 right here. So these are the three. And then, of course, we'll use some green in there for the little leaves.
You didn't use any BGY03?
I didn't, but you can.
Okay. It's like an icy gray blue.
Okay, so we'll use that one too. I don't even know where the camera is anymore because I haven't been here for a while. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to start with this pretty turquoise dark blue B09. And I'm going to do the larger ones. I'm just going to go up here along the, what do you call that? The vein, I guess, the vein of the flower. And I'm going kind of fast because I don't want it to dry. Then I'm going to go to my BO2 and I'm going to do my blend. So pretty. I love this color. This color combo, it's so happy-ish. And I am just pulling that to the edge. Just like that. Pretty. Okay, then what we're going to do is go to that darker B47, and for the smaller flowers, we'll put that in as a contrast. And I don't want a lot. So I could have used BO2 again, but I'm going to use this BGY03. And it's kind of a gray blue. And it really kind of gives you more that navy denim look, which I think is pretty. And there's that. And it looks like I missed a little spot there, so I'm going to go back with BG09. There we go. And now we need to do those leaves. Okay, so you did the bright art, so I will follow suit. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the dark. And then we'll finish with the light. Alrighty, there we go. And there we have all of our coloring. So I'm going to ask Jackie to cut out the snowman and the small tree while we start putting our shaker together. Okay.
Can you pass me the scissors?
Well, you mean you need scissors? You can't twinkle your nose? Alrighty. Okay, so now let's get our shaker bits together. And let's see how this is going to go. So we're going to be making this part right here, the Polaroid. And so we have to open up our package, which has all the pieces in it. And remember what I told you, the edges of this is going to have soot. So you're going to want to clean that if you want. I'm not going to, I'm so used to it, but you can. Just as a reminder, because if you touch other things, it may get all over the place. Okay, and then we have an acetate piece. We have a rim here. And then we have our foam piece. So there are 4 pieces that go into making the shaker, not including the bits. So let's start with this. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put that snowflake paper down on the chipboard. Now when we look at our sample, we notice that that's the background, so it kind of matches the background of the card. So they almost look like they're one and the same. Okay, going to use my Tombow. Now this is the older paper, so this works beautifully as an adhesive. We're going to put this down. There we go. And now that we got that part down, we can wait for our snowman. And while we're waiting, let's take this paper rim and go ahead and do our sentiment. So when you look at the paper rim, you want to look at both sides because one side may have laser burns and one not. So you kind of want to pick the side you want up. Both of mine look a-okay, so I'm just going to use this side. And now we need to find that little piece of white paper. Was this my white paper? It looks like it. And it goes right there. So before I put it down, I'm going to go ahead and put my sentiment on here. So that it's not distracting, I'm going to remove these borders that I didn't use. And a great little tip, you could stick these back on your border sheet so you can use them at a later time. Right? Us scrapbookers, card makers, we like to save everything. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm going to see which side I want, I guess that side. And if we notice, the sentiment is going to be let it snow. So we're going to find that right here on our sheet. Here's a let it, here's a let it, here's a let it. So there are 3 opportunities to use it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick this one. Now what's really great about our sentiment is they're all hooked together. So I'm just going to put this down. And again, I never press until I'm sure that's how I want it. I'm going to put the word snow next so I know where to fit the middle word, it. Okay, and then I need that it. Okay, here's the word it. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So I'm going to press it down, but I noticed the inside of my S, the negative came over, so I'm literally picking it out. I don't try to tweezer it out, I'm actually just rubbing it out. If you try to tweezer it, sometimes that just doesn't work. Alright, so there's let it snow, and make sure it's down again. Now, if you look at the sample here, we kind of went around the word. It has some blue, so you can use a light blue alcohol ink marker and kind of give it a little bit of a distress look. So why don't we do that with our, let's use the one Jackie likes. BGY03. It's a nice light gray blue. And we'll gonna hold it very carefully, and we're gonna use our brush and just kind of go around. It's like distressing it with an ink marker, and it does not have to be perfect because you want some of that blue to show and to look kind of distressy. All right, that's pretty. So now we're going to turn this over, put some adhesive on it, and then it's going to pretty much go center of our Polaroid. And again, this is on the paper rim. Okay, that looks really good. So let's see how Jackie's doing with her cutting. All right, it looks like we have our snowman and we have a tree. Perfect. So what we want to do now is a couple things. We want to make sure that we are aware of a part that is not going to have beads. So the beads are not going down to the bottom here because they're actually going to stop here. So when you fill yours in, you want to make sure and leave some room for those beads, okay? Another thing is It's really important for your flakes not to stick. Now, I don't know why ours are sticking, but I just want to point out that you want these images to be as flat down as they can so that these little things don't go underneath them. So I'm going to go, before I put any mountains, I'm going to adhere my pieces, and I particularly want to make sure those edges are on there. I might have ruined his little hand there. Let's see. Not too bad. Okay, so I'm thinking kind of like this. Looks good to me. And I want to make sure and press it down. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing with the tree. Now, our shaker cards, we don't always put things inside the shaker. A lot of times we put things outside the shaker itself. So it's really whatever you want. Okay, now for the mountain. So we have a couple different pieces. So we have this piece right here. And really, it's just a personal preference how you want it to be. So actually, you can go and make this anyway. So I guess I'm going to put the mountain in front maybe. I should have put the mountain down first. Why didn't you tell me?
I was cutting things out.
Let me see if I can get this up. If you can't, maybe just get the bottom up. There we go. I think I'm going to go kind of like this. Maybe I'll cut it into two. So this is where you kind of have to play. So I am cutting this even further down into two pieces. And I'm going to put one piece kind of here. And then one piece on the other side. And remember, we have the foam rim, so you're not going to see over here. Okay. And then for this one, I might just use a piece here and cut. Like that. So you could do it any way you want. This is how I did it. I might hook this one a little better. There, I like that. Okay, so that gives it that idea of a mountain, and we still have this piece because we're going to put it on our card. Okay. All right, so now let's go to the instructions. We're now going to put the foam on here. All right, so you're going to, doesn't matter which side, use your adhesive. What does matter, don't get any tape on the inside. And if you have one of those dusting, I forgot what they call it, you could put it on the foam on the inside to make sure that none of the pieces stick to the foam, but you definitely don't want the tape in there. Do you remember those things in that little bottle?
Oh, I can't remember the name of that. It's like a de-static thing.
Yeah, you could also use some powder or whatever. But that's just going to go on just like that. Now this foam is what gives it that 3D. So when you put these beads in, they're going to be in here. So now opening the sprinklets. These are in a clam-shaped container. So you're going to want to take the tape off the side and open. Oops, I didn't get the tape off this side.
If you're not careful, they will fly everywhere.
There we go. There we go. All right, so one thing that I found out is as pretty as these pearls look, some of them are just too big to really use. So go ahead and put in what you think, and we'll take the pearls out that we can't use. So what's really nice is these elements for sure will do a minimum of 3 of our shakers. They will actually go a lot further. Okay, so you don't want more than what your image is going to be, really. So now, like I said, I'm going to go in and take out these larger ones. Maybe I'll save it for another project. And I could put in some small ones if I didn't get enough small ones. We seem to have tape on our tweezers.
Wonder how that happened.
I don't know. But I'm going to put in some small ones, a few of them, because I like them. Okay. There. That's good. I think that's all that I want in there, so I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to make sure this is closed again so they don't go all over the place like Jackie suggested. Maybe even put a rubber band around it once you close it. Okay, so now that I have this in there, it's time to put the acetate on top. So again, with our acetate, one side has the film, one side doesn't. We have to take that, look for that side. And as you can see, this is just kind of going like that. That means it's probably not that side. So I'm going to try the other side, and sure enough, there it is. So if you can't poke it, try the other side. Okay. Now, if you notice, we want the acetate to go all around here. So we're going to put our tape, and this is where you have to be kind of careful. Does it matter if you get tape down here? No, because remember that rim is going to go on there. Okay. Now I am going to put the side that I'm facing down on my jean. I'm going to kind of use a micro cloth or my jeans only because of those pearls. The other parts won't go onto this with the static, but the pearls might. Okay, so that kind of rubs it off. Oops, it goes this way. Oh, this wasn't cut. Okay, let's take a little bit of it off. If you notice yours is a little bigger, just trim a little bit off. It's not much. It's like 1/8 of an inch. You just want to make sure it goes over the opening. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and get that frame on. So we're going to put the tape again, and don't get too overzealous because you don't want the tape to go where that window is. So you have to be kind of careful. All right, and then we're going to go put this rim on to kind of finish it off. There we go. It's on. And guess what? We have a shaker. Let's see. Woo! I love it. How did yours turn out? Mine's so cute, and I love the coloring. All right, now to finish. We're going to go ahead, and I suggest we put this down first. So let's turn this over. Oh, sorry. Okay, and then we're going to put it down onto the card, however you prefer. And this is where you're going to take that extra sticker, kind of position it so it looks like a continuous mountain. And this other piece you could put on the other side if you want. I can't remember if there's any more lines on there, but if there's not, just do the best you can. Maybe just a little. And we could put a snowflake over it. Okay, and then we could go over here. We have the other tree, just so you know. So the tree you're going to put down with your tape on there, and your poinsettia you're going to put down over here. And then you're going to come to the sticker sheet and I'm going to put one so it can't tell that my mountain doesn't end there. But do you see how cute that is? And you're just going to add your snowflakes as you want. And you can even put one on the acetate. How fun is that? And that is project number 3.
How did everyone's shaker card turn out? Lola says she loves making our shaker cards.
Yay! All right, Lola. Okay, so this is our card right here. And like I said, that was number 3. And the next and final one up is one of our favorites. It's this doll, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see you soon.
Hey Crazy Crafters, we are back with our fourth and final project of the day.
It's hard to believe that we've just kind of zoomed through all these projects and we're on number 4.
Yes, and this project features one of our paper dolls, and we're creating a mini tag. And it's really cute, so you can use it on a present, you can make it an ornament. There's a lot of different things you could do. You can even add it to a card if you like to make cards.
Yes, and another feature of this particular tag is we're using our color glitter paper, which we don't always do, so I think that's kind of fun.
Yes, so sit back, relax. We're going to craft one last time today together, and we hope that you have lots of comments and questions for us because we're looking at them constantly while we're live so that we can interact with you. So let's get started by checking out the cute tag featuring Mrs. Claus.
It's Ms. Claus. I like to be, in the times. But anyway, look how cute this is, Jackie. I think it's adorable. It's a perfect tag for that special someone. I love the milk and cookies. And the tag here, you could put a gift card on the back. You could put a sentiment or a note. You could hang it on the tree. I mean, how fun is this? Just so darn cute. And like you said, it's our Mrs. Claus. So we're looking for the last kit here that has these pieces. And we're also going to want the sticker sheet. So we're going to need the sentiment, Merry Christmas. We're going to need the poinsettia again. And then, of course, the Ms. Santa. Oh, it's Ms. Santa, not Ms. Claus.
What about the silver borders?
And, of course, the silver border. Thank you. Okay, so shall we cut our paper first?
Always. So let's look at the directions. I need to read the dimensions.
The dimensions.
Okay, and they're highlighted in green, which helps. Most of them were. One was forgotten. Trim the green snowflake paper 1.5 by 5 3/4.
Okay, so this particular cutter only goes to 5.5, but that might be 5 3/4 there. Should I give it a shot? So what is it again?
5 3/4 by 1.5.
Okay, so we're going to hope for the best. So there's 5 3/4 and 1.5. All right.
Adhere to the middle of your tag.
So no more cutting.
Nope.
That was super easy. Now these tags are made by Mr. Krazy. You'll want to look at both sides. If you have burnt edges, just so you know, you could take like a little nail buff or a nail file, and those come right out. So never fear if you see that, but I like this side, so I'm going to do that. And it's going to go which way?
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So I'm going to have a little extra. I can't live without my mat anymore, sorry. Okay, so right in the middle. Okay, and because I wasn't exact on my paper, I'm going to trim this little part. So how do you like that? All worked out. Very good.
Okay, next we are going to go to the silver border. And this time we're using a straight line.
Which is right here. I don't know, I must be one of those that has to go from top to bottom.
And it's only on the right side.
Okay, and we need to trim that now. Should we make the hole in our tag?
Okay.
So
Going off the directions.
I am, but that's how I roll. So while I'm thinking of it, if you don't have a hole punch, one thing that you can do is go to the back. That's where you're going to know where the hole is. Use your tweezers or pencil or something. Start the hole, and then I like to go back to the front and just kind of worry it that way. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so next we're going to put on the sentiment. So there's a little sentiment in the bottom right hand corner here. And we have a sheet full of Merry Christmas sentiments. Look how many extra we're going to have. So many. And there's different fonts available. So you get to pick your favorite one. There's only 2 fonts. So
Yeah, which one's your favorite?
I think the bigger one. You picked the smaller one.
Okay.
I'm going to start with Mary. It just goes at the bottom right. You turn your tag. Merry Christmas. Oh, my Mary is crooked.
Maybe you had a little bit too much eggnog.
I don't even like eggnog.
Really? I like it.
Okay. That works for me.
Do you want me to tell you that your Christmas is crooked?
It is.
Okay. It's that eggnog that you don't drink.
There, is that better?
Yes, much.
So press it down and your sentiment is good to go.
Now, did we have twine in there?
Yeah, we did.
I'm just going to get it in there so that, it's right here, we can just not lose it. So I'm going to go ahead and do my fold it in half, thread it through, poke it with my tweezers. Okay, there we go. That way we won't lose it. Okay, next, misdirection reader.
Okay, so we did the hole. Now we're going to make the girl.
Okie dokie.
So let's go ahead and put our tag off to the side, grab our chipboard girl.
And notice that she faces this way. You don't want her to be that way because the sticker won't go on that way. So she does face this way with her arm on her hip over here. And her ponytail facing that way.
So the most challenging part of this project is peeling the outline of the girl and putting it exactly on the chipboard shape. I guess I'll try it.
I would do it, but I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
So I started at her head and I'm peeling down to her feet. She is going to stick to you kind of staticky, but that's okay. I know that Kara's technique is to find a place in the middle that matches and then line up the head and then line up the feet. So let's try. So I'm going for these little armholes here. Almost there. So I let her relax. She's not perfect, so I'm going to just pick up the pieces that are off just a little bit and reposition. For the most part, I think she turned out good.
Now if you have to, you can pull up the legs to the skirt because we're going to cover that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. You want the feet to match.
Yeah, you want the feet to match. The head to match. The legs to match. But if you kind of mess up on the pieces that are going to get clothes on it, like the red dress or the white glitter, those type of pieces.
Okay, so a little piece of her ear is still inside. We'll take that out. Now there is like a little bubble on her leg here, so I'm going to push that up. And I actually think I might
Yeah, you
trim
can
it.
trim it and then put it up.
So where the skirt meets the leg, we will trim. And that way it can lay flat. And then when you're happy, and you know it, press it down.
Press it down. That's our new song here. When you're happy and you know it, press it down.
Important to burnish the head and the legs and the feet because we're coloring directly on the chipboard for those.
Okie dokie. So now it's about coloring the actual chipboard for the areas that you're going to do that. So if you notice, the hair is colored directly on the chipboard, the skin of the face, the neck, and the legs, and the hand here are all colored on the chipboard. So we're going to go ahead and get those colors. So we like to use, with the right art, WGOO. And I don't see EOO here. Do we have EOO? Oh, it's way on the bottom there. And then that will be for the skin. And I do like to start with the skin first because it is the lighter of the colors. So to me, I get that out of the way and know that the hair will be second. So WGOO is the lighter of the two. So I'm going to color directly on the chipboard.
Is anyone new to paper dolls that is watching this video today? Let us know in the comment section if you're new to Krazy Kreations paper dolls. They're a lot of fun and they're easy to do.
Do you know that there are paper doll groupies out there, the Krazy Kreations? We haven't seen a lot of their samples, but some of them are so spectacular. Okay, now I'm coming in, I'm going to just shade very little. I want this to be a little darker shadow, so I'm just putting with my EOO, a little darker. Going to come back in and blend that. Now, if you don't want it to be this dark, I might come back in with my colorless blender because these seem a little dark, and I might just shadow with my WGOO. Don't you think these seem a little dark today?
I think when we add our hair, it'll lighten up.
Okay, but I am just going to add a little bit of my colorless blender in here. But it's giving it gray. Ugh. That's why I've been using my Olos, so I'm not used to this. So I'm going to go back to this and hope for the best. There we go. Okay, that looks good. Okay, we got that. Now, if we wanted to add a little bit of cheeks, you can. I like to use RVOO or something like it. And I just kind of dot some cheeks in here. And that gives her a little bit of color. We all of us girls like a little bit of color. And because it's Ms. Claus, we're going to use the grays. So I'm going to use the CG06 and CG02. So I'm going to give her gray hair. And I'm just going to pick where I want my dark shadows to be. So I'm going to kind of go on these lines. You know, I used to color people a lot. And I'd be a little bit more serious about how I shade. But on the chipboard dolls, I just don't find it as important. But if you want to take it to your levels, go for it on the white chipboard. But I am just doing a light dark kind of coloring.
Marsha R is new to paper dolls.
Well, welcome aboard. Okay, I forgot to do her ears. I'm going to have to go back and get my skin tone. There, I think that looks really good. And I'm going to put my WGOO on her ear.
I have to say, it's awfully brave of her not to wear stockings in the cold weather.
Yes, you could put stockings, I suppose. That's a good way. Okay, so this is the basis of the doll itself. So if we notice, the dress has red glitter and then there's some white glitter. So what we're going to do is what we call paper piecing. So we're going to put this aside for a moment and we're going to look at our sticker sheet and we're going to notice that there's a top and then there's this one side of the dress, the other side of the dress, and then the triangle right here is on it. So let's go ahead and get this triangle first. We're going to peel that and that's going to go on our white glitter paper. So I'm just going to put that on here. And we're going to trim that out. So the clothes could be any way you wanted. We wanted to have glittery clothes, so that's why we're using our glitter paper. But if you wanted a pattern paper clothes, you could do that. Really, whatever you want. This is just the way we want it for this project. So you do not have to use glitter paper for the clothes. Okay, so I cut that out and I just want to show you that this is going to fit exactly back on the chip doll. This piece will fit exactly in there. So let's go ahead and put that on so we don't lose it. We're going to use our adhesive. And we're just going to match it up. And it's going to go right in there. Okay, so we have one piece of the dress accomplished. Now, let's take this part of the skirt here. Now, oh, Jackie would have gotten all over me. What do we have to do when we have a fresh glitter?
Burnish.
Burnish. We need to burnish. So we are removing excess glitter and we are making it more shiny. Now if you notice, I'm going to pull that piece right there. And as I pull that piece, I notice that this bottom part I want to be white glitter. So I'm going to only put the part I want the red glitter on there. And I'm going to trim that part out. Now, most of the time, we don't always put two different colors, but you know, you gotta have that white ruffle with Ms. Claus here. So we did. Now, if I have some parts in here that I don't want in the scallop, I could go in and just take that out. Just be really careful. Or not. Whatever you want. Now to get that little part, we had a piece of white from when we cut out the triangle. So we can go ahead and stick that there. Now one of the tips that I would give you though is I like to put a little bit of adhesive on the very top. So then I could push this down a little bit more and know that that top part that doesn't have a sticker to attach, because that part is on the red, is attaching on the back here. So now,
Otherwise it's kind of floppy.
yeah, we don't want floppy. So I'm going to go ahead, trim this. And here's that part of the skirt. So if I come over here, you can see this part is going to go exactly on there, so that's good. Now if you have a little bit of an area that maybe you have some white core of the paper, I like to take a black marker, and I usually do this with everything that I cut, and I just kind of get that area with the black marker. That way it looks like the sticker. And then I'm going to tape this. There we go. Beautiful. What do you think?
Looks good. We have more pieces to go.
We do, but at least we got the basics down, right? So same thing, we're going to put this down. And if you're somebody who likes to do it all at once, you could even put your white down now, but I like to cut this out first. But you could. Some of us like to save time and just get that done. So I don't know if we said that. Do we sell these little tags still on our website? Because I know we used to.
I don't think we do.
We have the larger tags.
Yes.
So a lot of the Krazy Crafter stuff, you guys get exclusive use of our products. And if you email Jackie or me, we can definitely see if we can round up some pieces for sale if you so desire. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the white. I think I'm just going to get a piece of scratch. So I have that. Remember, we're going to just put a little bit of tape on the top there. Kind of used a lot on the top. But look how much extra glitter paper we gave everybody, so no worries, right?
Yeah, you can always use that for your other cards along with the extra stickers you got in your box.
Okay, so we got this piece.
It's like a Christmas present.
It is like a Christmas, and how appropriate for Christmas in July. Okay, so I'm putting the black marker down. I'm going to tape that, and we should have the whole skirt.
Now the blouse, or the top, is one piece, so I'm interested in seeing how you do that part.
Me too. Okay, there we go. That looks very nice. Now let's look at the top. So we're going to have the sleeves go off, and this part of the top is going to be white. So let's go ahead and get our sleeves. I'm just going to kind of cut around that for a minute. Then I am going to pull this back a little bit and cut underneath where the ruffle is. Now, if you happen to cut the sticker, it's okay because it's a sticker. So as a sticker, it can go back together. Just don't lose your piece that you cut off. Okay. Sometimes I cut pieces off just because it's easier that way. So it looks like we have almost our sleeves here.
How
And
is everyone hanging in there? Lots of fussy cutting.
but kind of fun fussy cutting. Okay, it's like playing with your paper dolls. Okay, so now we have the sleeves, and here you can cut off the belt if you want, but I'm going to add back my negatives into there, so I'm not going to worry, meaning cut it off, peel it up, and cut underneath it. I want it to be the black negative. So now we have to get this part. So what we're going to do is take our tweezers, and we're simply going to lift this part up off the red glitter, and we're going to cut underneath it. So, just going to cut.
You're a quiet cutter.
Me, I'm thinking, but I'm almost done here. Just didn't want to cut that part off. Okay, I think we pretty much have it except for this one little part that didn't come off quite. So I'm just going to pull it to the back and give it a snip. And all of this because I want that white glitter ruffle. Okay, there, look at that. So the parts that are left are going to be white. Now if we want to make it easy on ourselves, what you could do, and what I would suggest, rather than all the different little pieces, is let's go ahead, put some tape on here. So I'm taping the back of my red, and we are just going to stick it on the white. You don't have to do it that way, but if you want a shortcut, there you go. What do you think of my shortcut?
Nice. Who's taking the shortcut? We are almost done with our last project. After this, we do have a little bit of coloring to do on some glitter paper. The dolls are really easy, but they are kind of time consuming.
They are. In this case, we made it extra to show you how you can paper piece. But I still think it's a load of fun because it gives it more character to have a couple different pieces of glitter paper on here. So almost done. And we just need this neck cut out. So what is an alternative if you didn't want to do it this way and you wanted glitter? You could put it on white glitter paper. But frankly, this red glitter paper is very vibrant. And that's why we decided to do that. And we do sell this red glitter paper.
Is this color the fire red or is it the regal red?
Fire. fire red. Okay, so let's go around the edges. And there we go. And now we're ready to put the dress on our doll. Oops, I was trying to take the doll on the tag. So let's tape. And match it up. There we go. And look how pretty that is. Now we talked about the belt, so you can go back in here and take these negatives out of the vinyl. And we can just put that right back in here. I'm at a weird angle. Come on, weird angle. There we go. Nope, still weird. Okay, there I got it. And then you could take the other little parts of the belt too. You could also color.
Yeah, you could use like a brown marker or a black marker and just color right over that red glitter paper. You can color on colored glitter paper, it just turns out a little bit darker.
Yeah, so one thing though that you want to make sure that your pieces are down. Okay, so we did all that. So I'm gonna, we have her shoes to do. So I'm gonna let you do those parts. How's that?
Okay.
You're the colorist.
So with our remaining glitter paper, we're going to peel some images and color them in, starting with her boots. So I'm just peeling and sticking at this point.
So I need to apologize. Apparently my instructions still have the mermaid from another project that I did. So you'll have to disregard the mermaid issues and go down to the color, milk, and cookies part. Apologies.
Mermaid Santa.
Yeah, that could be a whole new concept.
Alright, so I'm peeling some holly. I got the milk and cookies platter. And then we need a poinsettia. Some of the chocolate chips stayed behind, so I'm going to do those later, but if you look, there's a couple of those chocolate chips still stuck on that sticker sheet. We need a small poinsettia. There we go. So all the images that we're coloring are right in that little spot, and I'm going to brayer.
So we still have a lot of you hanging in there. How are you doing with your doll?
Alright, so we have some coloring to do. I'm going to start with the red poinsettia. We've done it before. This time we're just using red. So dark red, light red. On smaller images, there's not as many details, so you don't need to color them so intricately. So dark red to light red. We got this, right?
We got it, Jackie. Now, if you wanted to, you could use the red glitter paper.
You could. Okay, poinsettia done. So next, since I have the red marker in my hands, it only makes sense for me to color some red holly berries. No blending required. And now I'm going to jump over to some greens. So I've got YG29 and YG00. So dark and then light. And since I'm doing green, I'm going to do those holly leaves.
So Lisa is very far behind, but she loves the vibrant red glitter paper.
That's beautiful. So this one's fire red. We also have a regal red. And if you like a dark, dark, dark red, we have garnet.
It's really an excellent alternative if you want that glitter look, but you don't want to color necessarily, then this is a good alternative with our outline stickers.
So for these boots, they're just basic black. So we're going to use a black marker. Now, I'm not sure what the difference is between a K and a BK on the Olo.
One is a black and the other is very black. Or blue black, I should say. But it's like when you buy a black pant and top, they don't always match, but they both look black.
Oh. Well, I ended up using K. And with the glitter, it really sparkles through. It's very pretty. So for the milk, we're going to be doing a light blue and the colorless blender combination that we've been doing. So we're just going to add a touch of blue so that the milk is differentiated from the glass. And blend out the blue. Actually, I want a little more blue. Okay, so there's our milk. Next, we have a tray for the cookies to sit on. We're going to go back to those gray colors we used for the hair, CG06 and CG02. So just coloring the tray. And guess what? All that's left is to color these chocolate chip cookies.
You know, that sounds delightful. We should have a chocolate chip cookie here.
Yeah. Let's see if
Santa's going to like those cookies.
I think I want to go to E26, not E28.
That is your favorite.
There we go. No blending required. Okay, so now is the time when I'm going to go back to that sticker sheet and add back those chocolate chips. You don't have to because you don't really notice it, but why not? I'm not going to add all of them. This one little cookie only had 2 chocolate chips. Okay.
Now, all that's left then is for you to cut out these pieces, and then you are going to stick them on your tag. And what's nice about this being on the chipboard is it's dimensional already. So you're going to turn it over, put your adhesive. In fact, let's just do that where you want it.
Not on the head. The head hangs over the tag.
Right. I stopped. Maybe I was too quick for you. And you're just going to put it how you want. And then there you go.
So you're going to cut out all those little pieces we just colored and put them on your tag to finish it up. So we've created 4 Christmas themed projects today. Let's take another look at them. And of course, we're going to ask you a question. But let's zoom out here. Ooh, look at our mess. Okay, we want to know which of these projects was your favorite to make with us today. Was it the Joyful Slimline card? Was it the Wooden Dome ornament? Was it the Snowman Shaker card? Or was it the Ms. Santa tag? Let us know. You can also just say 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yes, let us know, and we hope you had as much fun as we did today. We do the Krazy Krafter Box 4 times a year. The next one will be coming out pretty soon because for the pre-orders it is a fall edition, and that's one of my favorite times of the year. And then we'll have one during Black Friday, which will be holiday winter. So you'll want to look for the next one coming out. It will be announced very soon.
And whenever we do the pre-order, we offer a gift. So you'll want to make sure to get in on the pre-order to receive the gift. Now the gift this time was a wooden gift card holder, and I think we included instructions in the kit, did we?
We did, yes.
And there's also a really short video, I think it's 1 minute long, but you can pause it with instructions on how to create that on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. And you'll hear my voice in the background of that video.
Absolutely. So I had a blast. Christmas in July, even though it's August 4 or 5, but we enjoyed it so much being here back with you. Congratulations, Mrs. White. And my name is Kara.
I'm Jackie, or Mrs. White now, I guess. So thank you for joining us today. We hope you had lots of fun. We can't wait to see you post your projects in the Krazy Kreations crafting groupies. And we hope to see you next time. We're going to be resuming our live videos, so make sure you tune in on Wednesdays.
And sometimes Fridays.
What about Thursdays?
Well, our schedule coming up is a little tough, so I'm going to be working on special projects for Thursday, and we'll see what to do.
Okay, sounds good. So we'll see you really soon. Thanks again for joining us. If you had a blast, you can always give our video a thumbs up, a heart, or even subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.